I may be reading into it too much, and maybe this is the intent, maybe this is not. But I think sort of the presentation of it initially being comedic might even just be like Makio's own perspective on it, where she herself didn't perceive it to be serious. Which even like that later scene when she's talking is like, "Oh, did I hurt your feelings?" And she didn't.
Yeah.
So that even may even be the intention. Is that like, depending on like whatever scenes from the character's perspective, the actual weight of what they were saying may be different.
Yeah.
From the other character's perspective.
I don't think you're reading into it too hard. I think that's definitely.
No, I think actually all these people are just like stupid, and all these are just accidents.
Yeah. The only other thing that I think that I have to talk about that is of like a serious note, or I guess significant note, is when Asa falls asleep, Makio calls Kasamachi and asks if like he ever feels lonely, which I think is like an attempt to try to understand Asa better, which like she's clearly trying, like she does care, even though she doesn't know how to be, take up this motherly role. She doesn't know, so she's like asking for help. It's like, what do I do when someone feels lonely, so she's reaching out to someone in an attempt to try to understand Asa better, you know what I mean, which is very cute.
There's a very moe moment. Yeah, I'm kind of cool. It's in the scene where Makio's trying to comfort Asa, where Asa's like, she says something along the lines of like, "Are you gonna take care of me even though you don't love me?" or something like that. And then Makio responds in like one of the most lawyerly, like a lawyer, where she's just like, well, like she doesn't say that she doesn't or does love her. She's just like, well, my affection is probably more than average because I am willing to take care of you because I want to see you happy. So if you go along those lines, then yes,
yeah, that's really. It's like she became a lawyer.
Affection.
You're not in a court case, Makio. You could just tell me yes or no.
It was very tsundere. It was very like a subtle tsundere moment where she can't say she does love her, probably because like even like she herself doesn't fully understand her emotions yet, but or hasn't fully comprehended. But I just thought that was a cute moment where she couldn't say that she loved her, but clearly she does care.
Yeah, she does care, and I think that she just it's like you said, like she doesn't quite understand it yet, because they even had that montage when they were going through trying to make recipes for her to take to school and stuff. Like she is learning like to cook new things to like feed this girl, and she was doing this with her. They clearly went together and decided together on what to get, so she cares about her. She just like it's unironically, it's like it's not natural to her at all, but she is trying, and I do appreciate that about Makio. But
that's another reason why this episode's better than the last one, because Makio was more in it. Last episode's very Asa-centric.
Man, I think I know. I think now I'll know what episodes you like or dislike. It's like, which characters is focusing on more? Yeah.
My ratings will depend on if Makio appears more or less. It'll vary between them.
Is there I figured this was going to be a shorter episode because I knew I wasn't going to have too much to say. Is there anything else, or are we going to just go to the ratings?
What did I give the last episode, like a 7?
I think you gave it a 7, yeah.
Yeah, well that was like a mid 7. This is like a high 7.
Okay, that's funny because like I'm at a 7 right now. Like that's kind of where I'm at. I don't think this episode was bad, and I think that there were enough things that this episode explored, and again it challenged the notion on whether Asa did or didn't have a negative relationship with her mom, which I think is interesting. I think that like moving forward, now that like this is kind of on my mind, like does she love her mom? Did she have a negative attitude? And I think that was kind of done on purpose.
Why did they never talk about the dad?
Why do they never talk about the dad? I already did. I know I said this last episode.
I hope in the last episode.
I hope they
there's
don't.
Just like.
I really hope they. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just whenever they talk about the mom, that's another thought that I always have. It's just like, what about the dad though?
Yeah, I know.
This guy must have been such a bum.
Yeah. I'm being so serious when I say that, like, at this point, because I know I said this last episode, at this point, if they just out of nowhere decide talking about the dad, like, I'm about whatever my rating for that episode was, it's gonna be knocked down an entire point, because it's like, why even mention him? Like, just forget about him at this point. Just pretend like he doesn't exist. It will be weirder if at this point you mention the father, because he has been so absent. There is literally absolutely no reason he should not have come up during when they were going through their old apartment where they used to live. There is absolutely no reason he should not have been mentioned at least once, and he was not mentioned at all. It is ridiculous, you know. All right, well, outside of that, thanks you guys for watching. I know today was a shorter episode. It's why I gave it a 7, by the way. Join us next week, where I guess it didn't happen this episode, but according to Uni, maybe next episode is when Makio truly gets pregnant. All right, bye-bye.